Good YouTube, it's your boy D back with another video. Today we'll be discussing LeBron James and how he transitioned from a player he was in 03 to 2020. He just, to me, he plays more intelligent and it's just crazy. I want to really discuss that. But first, let's get to the clips. Those clips was amazing. But yeah, man, I'm really excited to discuss LeBron. You know, when you get older in the league, you gotta like attack the offense and attack the way you come and approach the game different. And LeBron James is really a great example of like how to do that, how to age like fine wine, as he'll say. But let's get started.
What more can be said about LeBron James? He's clearly among the best players of all time, but at 35, the NBA's all-time leading playoff scorer is still finding new ways to optimize his game.
Go James. That's definitely go James.
James has been to the NBA Finals in 9 of the last 10 seasons, which is incredible, but becoming the league's all-time playoff minutes leader has also taken a toll. As in years two decades in the league, it's forced him
every
to
team
find
he owns,
ways
carry.
to manage his workload and to conserve his energy.
35-year-old LeBron will tell 27-year-old that you don't even know your game. You haven't even scratched the surface.
LeBron is an elder statesman.
LeBron James is definitely the GOAT of all
time. More than ever.
Greater than MJ.
He has learned to pace himself and to preserve himself in ways that enabled him and the Lakers to triumph in the bubble. In the age of load management, it isn't that LeBron is missing more games. He's load managing during games. According to Second Spectrum, James was one of the slowest players in the playoffs. Now, that doesn't mean LeBron can't run anymore, not at all. It just indicates that he spent more time in low gear than most other players in the postseason.
That's crazy.
Throughout the playoffs, James' average speed on the court was just 3.59 miles per hour. The third lowest such figure among the postseason's most active players. In fact, James spent over 77% of his time moving slowly. Only 3 players in the postseason had a higher share of slow movements. James Harden, Anthony Davis.
I don't care, man. He got to rest. You feel me?
Again,
like he carried the whole offense. So like him moving thirds, you know, like that don't mean nothing.
He chose to spend a huge amount of his time barely moving. He rests and conserves his energy so that when he decides to hit the turbo button, he has this gear at his disposal.
LeBron! Say it with your chest!
It's a similar story on defense, where James has been called out in recent years for an apparent lack of effort. Some of that is surely schematic, and the data suggests he's still above league average on that end. But it's not absurd to think he charges by taking it easy.
Man, that was so embarrassing, man. I would be so sad if I was Russell
Westbrook.
Westbrook.
2020 playoff run proved that the King is still the best player in the world when it matters most. But that's only true because he's creating efficiencies, and it shows up in his stats.
Come on now.
Let me give you
Tyler Hero had a good run, but
to prove that this
LeBron James
is a different animal than the young buck that's dominated the league since 2003. Exhibit his shot selection. Even though LeBron is still one of the best scorers on earth, he's getting his points in different ways. He's taking more threes than ever, and he's attacking.
Definitely, LeBron definitely taking a lot more threes this year.
Just 22% of James's shots have come from downtown. But this season, he set a new career high by launching 32.6% of his shots from beyond.
Man, this dude.
When he won his first title with Miami in 2012, he made 22 threes in that postseason run. In this year's playoffs, he doubled that figure, sinking 44 triples. James made a respectable 37% of his threes during the postseason. And the simple fact
I cannot wait to see Skip so sick.
at this level in his
If
18th
LeBron can get
season
2 in a
beyond
row,
will help
Skip
him
gonna be so
extend
sick.
his
He
career.
probably gonna quit his job.
Take a three. LeBron James will have three. Oh, how about it, LeBron James?
Let's face it, threes are easier on the body than the ferocious
Bro, LeBron
downhill
James
whip
is
attacks
cash
that James
money.
has used to generate his points for most
So
of
many
his
threes.
seemingly endless prime. During his last playoff run in 2017-18, James averaged 22.8 drives per 100 possessions. This year, that figure fell all the way down to 16.8. By trimming
From half
down
court?
his drives to the rack, James is earning fewer trips to the free throw line. During the regular season, he logged the lowest free throw rate of his career, and during the playoffs, he put up the 4th lowest free throw rate of his 14 postseasons.
See, I ain't gonna blame LeBron for his free throws, man. Like, a lot of people try to criticize him on his free throws,
He
but
attempted
like,
212 shots in the paint this
hey,
season.
man,
Easily
everywhere
the
else is
lead,
gravy.
but by no means his career high in that category. He's being more selective, but scoring more efficiently, all while still operating at league-high levels. Not only did he attempt more paint shots than any other player in the postseason, out of the 52 players that tried at least 40 shots in the paint in the playoffs, he also ranked first overall in efficiency, converting a ridiculous 71.2% of those tries.
Of course.
At 35, James is still unmatched in efficiency and volume as an interior scorer.
Absolutely.
Especially when it counts most. When the Lakers needed buckets down the
It's GOAT
stretch,
James,
he could
bro.
still get them at will by overpowering younger defenders who are no match for the guy near the rim.
Man, he put Rondé Hollis Jefferson in the weight room.
Exhibit B, the dime. Aside from shot selection, the other huge recent shift in James' offensive game involves his passing. James has always been a
Ridiculous.
phenomenal
Look at that.
passer
Heavy.
and an unselfish player, but this season he took that to brand new heights. For the
I know
first
LeBron
time in his
James
career,
is the
he led
greatest
team
small
in
forward,
assists, logging 10.2
but
assists per game. Look
what will
at
LeBron
all
James
these
have to do
dimes. These
to be
assists
the
are a
greatest
vital component of James' ability
passer?
to stay fresh on the court.
Is there
Instead of
anything he
finding
can do,
his own
guys?
way to physical baskets in the paint, he's putting more trust in his teammates.
Just in time. Oh, perfect pass.
He's more selfless than ever. But that doesn't mean he
I
or
don't
his
know.
team is
I don't think there's
sacrificing
nothing you
much.
can do.
Overall, this season, the Lakers logged an impressive effective field goal percentage of 54.6%, including the regular season and the playoffs. But off of James' passes, the Lakers' EFG soared to 56.1%, the highest such
I don't
mark
think-
among the NBA's top 10 shot creators this season.
Ah, man, it's just so tough because you got Magic, you got John
Who's
Stockton,
still just 27, and one of the most
you got all
talented
these
teammates
cats,
LeBron has
man.
ever
So
had.
like,
James can rely on AD to shoulder
I know you're the greatest small
80-20
forward passer,
following
but
a shorter than
man,
usual
bro.
offseason. James has always been among the
I
savviest.
mean, I seen this post the other day. They try to say Stephen Curry a better passer than Magic Johnson.
Is on full display
I
now.
immediately
Not only
exit
has he
out.
refined his shot selection and found even
I didn't
more
even try
ways
to like
create
comment
easy
on it
hoops
because
for
that's
his teammates.
ridiculous,
He has
man.
altered
Stephen
the
Curry is
pace
the
at which
greatest
he plays
shooter.
to maximize
That's
his
it.
energy stores. And consequently, he has stretched out his reign on the throne. At 35, James became the oldest Finals MVP in the history of the NBA.
Should we trade Kuzma? Is there any piece out there? Is it time for Kuzma to go?
Thanks for watching
Good YouTube. Thank you for watching the video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Hopefully you have a good night. Peace.